Hello everybody and welcome to a very special episode of Wando Tales. Today we're going to do our van tour.
Yes, it's long overdue. It's only what, 4 months in the making?
So we've been traveling for the past 4 months through Mexico and Central America, and we're getting ready to ship to South America. And so today we'll show you what we've been traveling in.
Let's do it. Alright, so this is our 2008 Dodge Sprinter van. It's a 2500 and it had 70,000 miles on it when we bought it. A couple of things that we did to upgrade the van: we put a custom light bar at the bottom, and we actually did that in Mexico, and it was key for all the potholes at night. We also painted the bottom black, which kind of gives it a more sporty look. We also added a custom metal step to the back of the van. My buddy Evan, shout out to Evan, he actually created it. He's a welder, and he fabricated the whole thing, and it's been so helpful because we can put our cooktop on the back and cook outside. It's like an outdoor kitchen. On the roof, we've added 330 watts of solar, so we've got our one solar panel up top, and we also have a max air fan, which is very helpful.
So the first thing you see when you come in through the side door is our kitchen area. So we have our little entryway here. We have these deer antlers that Henry's uncle gave us, and so this is where we hang things up when we come in. And then we also have hooks down here and a bottle opener. It's very essential to have hooks everywhere in a van. On this side of the entryway we also have our light switches. We have 2 switches on this side. One of them just turns on one single light, so if you just need one light while you're coming in, it's really easy to access. And then the other one turns on all the rest of the lights, so you can decide what you want. And then on this side we also have lights under the cabinet, and for this side we did 2700K, and for the main lights we did 5000K. So these are bright white and those are more yellow and very nice for the evening, set the mood, you know. So over here we have our pocket door. We have a little hook right here to hold it into place while we're driving, and then when we're using it you just have to slide it out. And we have another little hook down here to hold it into place, especially if you're on unleveled ground. Also, this little hook helps because you can put a lock into it. So if you're in a neighborhood that you're not so sure about, you can just lock yourself up in the back and you feel super safe. The mirror is very helpful because it just brightens up the space, but also it's very close to the sink and our bathroom space, so it gives you like this area to get ready and just like adjust yourself and make sure you look good to go. We also did this with chalkboard paint, and this is really nice because we can write all over it, and when people come over they can write on it if they want. And it's just like a cute little touch, and the black really just brings out all the black details into the van back together. So another touch on this wall space that we've added is this number 13. So my birthday's on the 13th, Henry's birthday is on the 13th, and we've also gotten married on the 13th, and it's just our lucky numbers. We also have matching 13 tattoos on our wrists, and it's just in this shape, and so we just really love this style of the off-centered 1-3. And so this 13 is placed here because I feel like this is our front door, and so it's house number 13. So welcome to house number 13. Then over here we have our kitchen sink. It's an 8-inch deep sink, so it's really helpful to like wash all your pots and pans. And our faucet swivels, and you can also pull out the hose so you can like rinse off outside if you'd like. So for our kitchen sink counter, we also have a door that opens on the sliding door so that we can easily change our gray water. So we have a 7-gallon gray water tank and 2 7-gallon freshwater tanks and 1 6-gallon freshwater tank, and we just had to do the 6 because all 3 7s wouldn't fit. And it's just very easy. We just switch them out from right here and we can fill them up, and we just store the others in the bathroom. We also have a 4-cylinder filter, and this just goes through different cycles, so like sediment and chlorine and all of that, so that way we can drink directly from our sink. It does come with its own little faucet, but I felt like it was just going to clutter our space, so we just ran everything directly to this line, and it's good for us. I don't feel like it's wasting water to have it all filtered. The reason why we really liked this filter in particular is because it's very compact. You don't have to have an extra tank to store the filtered water. It just goes directly from there to your sink, and it's just very fluid and very fast, and we love it. We have a SureFlow electrical pump, and we also have a different electrical pump for the bathroom. On here on the step we also left this open so that it can act as storage. So we have our water hose down here and an extra filter, and this is good so that when we're filling up with just any water hose around, it's getting filtered, goes in through to our water tank, and then we also have our own filter on top of that, so we pretty much can pick up water from wherever. So over here we also added a drawer for our sponges, and that's really helpful just to keep the counters nice and clear. So on this side of our kitchen we have this smaller counter space, and the countertop is actually recycled wine boxes, and they're just stapled right onto a plywood piece. My mom's friend made this for us, and it's absolutely beautiful, and it just really adds a nice beautiful touch on this side. In this cabinet space we have our refrigerator. We have an isotherm 85-liter refrigerator. It holds enough food for about a week. It also has a little ice box in there, so you can have some little mini ice creams. Under that we did elevate the refrigerator so that it wouldn't be so low, and we put a drawer under, and that drawer is more for heavy canned goods and our pots and pans as well as our NutriBullet. I will say though, if you put a cabinet under your refrigerator, just line that cabinet with waterproof sealant. No, with a waterproof spray, because sometimes the refrigerator does leak onto that cabinet. So we're very happy we did that. So on this side we also have our pantry space. This is where we'll put all of our pantry goods. And then we have our magnet rack right here. And the knives and everything does stay on the magnet rack. You would be surprised how strong this is. So that's where all of our knives are kept, and we also have scissors here. And then under that we have this basket. We just bought this made already from Hobby Lobby or something. And inside we have all of our jars for extra canned goods and all of our spices. And we also picked up these two guys from Oaxaca, and those are good for when we make our mojitos. We can mash our mint leaves. So to hang this up, because of the curved walls, what we did was we just used brackets, and then we put a piece of wood behind it, and that helps if you don't want to make boxes for every little space. You can just keep doing this. It's not the best version, but it's very sturdy, and it's a nice easy switch up, and we can always change this basket out if we want to, because it's just an easy fix. And then on this side of our kitchen counter we have our bathroom, and Henry will tell you all about that right now.
So this may not look like a restroom to most people, but in a van, big things come in small spaces. So we added a piano hinge so the countertop actually lifts up. The first thing that you see is our laundry bag, and we keep all of our dirty laundry in here. The next thing you see is our water storage. We keep 2 extra water containers in here, so it's really easy to switch it out for the sink water. And then the third, we have a cassette toilet, which we really save for emergencies only. But at nighttime, it's really nice when you're in an area where there's no toilets. We haven't used it for number 2 yet. Hopefully we never have to, but it is very nice to know that it's there if that situation ever arises. And the fourth thing that you'll see is our shower. And this was huge. Hannah really delivered when she was designing this. She was able to add a recirculating shower. So we've got a 5-gallon water tank under the van, and it flows through 3 different filters, and it recirculates. So we tested the water, and I can shower, Hannah can shower, and then we can shower Sebastian, all on the same 5 gallons. And after we're done, we dump the water and replace it with new water.
So on this side of the van we have this long counter space, and I feel like this is really essential just for like putting things onto it. We can do laundry here, we can put all of our groceries on here, unpack, pack, whatever you need to do. We have a huge counter space for cooking, all of that. Altogether this counter space is about 8 feet long, and this is just the concrete counter from IKEA, and it's really lightweight, really affordable, and it was just super easy to just place it right over here. So on this side we also have more kitchen storage. Over here we have our utensil drawer. So we have different things. We have just enough for us two. We have our spoons, forks, knives, all of our kitchen gadgets, and then just like random things. We kind of have this somewhat separated as a junk drawer. We used the same cedar planks from our leftover table to make these separations because there were no utensil trays that fit into this space. So we just customized it and made it ourselves. And this was perfect because we can make it exactly the shape we wanted to. Down here, we also have our stovetop storage. We didn't recess our stovetop onto the counter space because we didn't want to lose counter space. And I felt like that was the best way to maneuver. And it helps us because we can continue moving the stovetop wherever we want. Like Henry mentioned before, sometimes we cook on that back step. And so it's really helpful to just have that flexibility of where you want to cook. But we just slide it out and we can cook wherever we want. Usually we cook right here because we already have our 2 120 volt plugs on this side, and we also have our DC plugs on that side. Lastly, we have the famous fruit hammock. However, we broke our fruit hammock twice, so we did give the this sample to a woman in Oaxaca, and she actually made this and she knitted it for us, and it's absolutely beautiful and super, super sturdy. So I highly recommend getting somebody else to make your hammock because those other ones are not the best. And then up here we have this curved shelf, and originally we wanted to put this plant here, but we've just had so many issues with plants breaking on these really bumpy roads, and so we're just using it as storage right now for like bread and tea towels. So in here, this is where we store all of our plates. We have glass plates, and what we did to protect those plates while we were driving is we just put felt paper between each plate, and that's what you put when you're moving, and so we just did it, and it's been working for us because we're just moving home. We also have our NutriBullet cups up here, a small cutting board, and a basket full of like different vitamins and all of that. And this is just another extension of our kitchen. We added these gas struts on all of our doors so that they stay open, but in order to help them stay extra locked while we're driving, we added child locks to them, and they're just magnetic, so you open them with a magnet right onto the child lock. So it just opens and closes just like that. That's also going to be very helpful for when we ship because everything will lock and be really secured, so hopefully no issues with that. We also added this towel rack here. We've tried to find the slimmest towel rack possible so that way it wouldn't interfere with your walking space. And then this towel rack just has our tea towels, oven mitts, and we just have this empty hook right here for when we add trash bags, and we just change that out every day.
So this is our bedroom. It may not look like a bedroom, but it is. It is very good at transforming, I would say.
Yeah, it's a transformer.
So right now we're sitting on the couch, but this is also our bed. It pulls out, and these cushions are our mattress. And then behind us, we actually have our closet, yes, which is pretty neat.
I'll talk about the closet.
You'll talk about the closet.
Yes. So Henry gave me a list of requests while I was designing this, and he was on deployment. Which was fine with me because I had nothing to do. And one thing he really wanted was a place to hang up all of his clothing. Originally we were going to do the full wall and have this whole wall be covered, but I felt like it would look better if it were open.
Bougie, bougie me.
So I found this wonderful company on Instagram. They're called Closet Boom, and they actually make these closets to fit behind hallway doors. And so we were like, that's perfect for a van. So what we did was we installed those. It's a little trickier because of the curve, but we made it work. And it's just excellent because now we have this slim closet space, but we can open it up and have hanging clothes. And so we each have our own closet boom. And so we're able to hang about 25 to 30 pieces of clothing each. And that's really helpful. And more than that because sometimes we even double up on hangers. So yeah, it's really excessive, but
it's crazy.
After we finish all of our travels, we are moving back to New York City and going back to school and continuing our professional career. So this is essential for us to kind of have those clothes.
We gotta look sharp.
To live our life. While we live in the van.
Yeah. Of course. So also in our living area, which is very important, we have our Max Air fan that blows on us at night. And we also have a tiny fan off to the side here, which we can position so it blows right on our face. So on those hot summer nights, you have fresh air blowing because we don't have AC. A continuation of the bedroom, we have two upper cabinets, his and hers. So I have a cabinet, she has a cabinet, they're both the same size. We're able to keep all of our toiletry items, like any personal possessions, up in these cabinets. Really nice because you're able to, you know, have your own little area. So we also have, because our closet wasn't quite enough, we have a drawer, his and hers, that pulls out, and she can keep her items over here, her folded items, and I can keep my folded items over here. And to save even more space, we use packing cubes, which is a van life essential. In our living room, we have this brick wall, and it's actually faux. Some people think that it's real, but it's faux brick. It's made out of foam, and you actually glue it onto the wall. So it looks very real in person due to the texture and the color. You could honestly mistaken it for real brick. And on the brick wall we've added a TV on a swivel mount, and it's got a DVD player so we can watch movies when we're on the road. Pretty nice. So we also have a table that pulls out so we can literally sit on the couch and eat our meals, and it's really nice because not only can you eat on it, but if you want to sit further back on the couch, the table folds out again, and we have a chessboard that we designed on it. So on those rainy days in the van, when you have nothing to do, we can play a game of chess or checkers. Very nice to have. So a very important thing for me was to have plenty of storage in the van because we have tons of stuff. So under the bed alone, it's all storage. So we've got household items, we've got shoes, I was actually a corpsman, so a medic in the Navy, so I've got a med bag under there. We also have our hiking gear underneath and our Mr. Buddy heater, which we hope to eventually upgrade to a better heater. And also, our shower plumbing is underneath here as well, all the filters and whatnot. So below we have Sebastian's basket, which has all of his gear in it. And we also have our bed sheets, and then our shore power, the cord that we use to connect to shore power, it's rolled up under here. And last but not least, we have our toaster oven / air fryer, which is a huge deal because we're able to bake things, basically cookies, whatever you want. We can make chips, but we can only really use that when we're at a campground because it takes up too much power.
Alrighty, so down here we have our electrical cabinet. So I don't want to go into too many crazy details, but we have a 330 watt solar panel on the roof, which runs down to this area down here. We have two 150 amp lithium batteries. Those are all connected to an MPPT controller, which then goes to 4 different circuit breakers to make sure that all the circuits are running in order. So we have 2 different sides of our van that are wired. So we have the bedroom side and we have kitchen side. That way if we want to turn one off or turn the other off, we can work on things separately. The only thing I do regret is we put all the lights on the kitchen side. So when you're doing some work on lights, you can't really have lights. but overall, we really have loved our electrical, and it powers everything for us in the van, like our induction cooktop, our refrigerator, all the 12 volt, and we can also use 120 volt. So that's really helpful because we have an inverter that's 2000 watts.
So this may look very crazy, but this is the sleeping quarters for our guests. So if you've ever been on a ship, this might remind you of that, but it's literally just an emu hammock, and we were able to set up hooks so we could string it diagonally across the van, and we can still have our bed out, and whoever the guest is, or probably me, can sleep above the bed. And it's perfect, like for one guest, because you don't have to figure out somewhere else in the van for them to sleep because there's no room. So thank you so much for coming to see our home. We hope you enjoyed the tour, and we hope you stick around for all of our travels because we'll be hitting South America very soon.
Bye!
Bye, you guys.
Hello everybody, and welcome to a very special episode
of Wando Tales. Alright,
that was good.
Retake. So this is our 2008 Dodge Sprinter. It's Sprinter.
And then on this side of our kitchen cat, why can't I say that? And as small as we needed, goodness gracious. What would you say?
This is where it goes down.
Ooh.
Oh. It's clutch. It's coming clutch.
This is my favorite night.
So we also have hiking gear like our backpacks and Alright, here we
also have our, just say hiking gear.
Yeah.
Just loosen up, man.
Yeah,
I know, I'm too stiff.
Do a little wiggle.
Yeah, do a wiggle. That's what you should do, man.
Do a little wiggle. There you go.
Alright.